Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning. This is Saturday morning, about 11-ish, 11 o'clock a.m. And I'm going to do a live chat. If you're watching this later on, you can zip through it if you need to. I'm waiting for some people to come into my chat room. I will be interacting with them as we do a few things on my table this morning. I'm going to try to clean up and catch up and put up and get up and do something. Do something good. Do something good. Usually takes a few minutes for some people to come in. Beautiful, beautiful day outside. One of the first things I did, hi Cheryl, one of the first things I did when I started YouTube and videos is I made a ACT cards out of a napkin box. So I got a couple of napkin boxes over here. So I thought, well, I might as well do it. Do it, and see what I can come up with here this morning. Just, I kind of slept in this morning and decided to come over here and see what you guys are doing. See who else is up today. Yeah, you want to see me do it. You want to see me do the day. Do. I can do it, buddy. Give me some scissors and some glue and I'll do it. How are you feeling any better, Cheryl? You were hanging out awful heavy on the couch last night. You were heavy on the couch. Hope you got a good night's sleep. I did. I slept really good last night. I wore myself out doing the live show last night. I was on for about 4 hours. Jay says, "You on that long?" And I said, "Yeah, time flies when you're having fun." Time flies. So, oh, you're back on the sofa already? Cheryl, are you homebound by any chance, or you're just not feeling good? Or tell me a little bit, since it's just you and me. Give you a sneak peek of our napkin ACTs. I did iron them. Oh, okay. I catch the second one she did. She had another second one and it was just on for a few minutes. And it was just voice, but no picture. The first one said she didn't have voice. So, hi Lori. Good morning. But and then I watched a little bit of the journaling by fives that she did. She recorded, and then I decided to jump on here. I did. I had a little ruler. Oh, goody. Those will be fine. Let's see now. I'll make one. I'm multitasking this morning. I don't know why, but I love to multitask. I like to do 3 or 4 things at once. It's addictive. Don't know why. Well, Lori, I'm just kind of cleaning up my desk, and these were leftover scraps from that plastic canvas I had. So I thought, well, I threw away some of the skinny things, and I said, well, I just can't throw this away. We might want it for something. So I was cutting up this tissue box first, and then I was doing that, and then I was showing Cheryl our napkin ACTs. I guess they're going to be called our napkin paper, homemade paper napkin ACT cards. And I'm just kind of piddling right now. Lori, if you message me, can you message me in Facebook and send me your address? If you don't mind. And looky here. Look at this mess. That's Abby's mess. Okay, Cheryl. Okay. I I understand why you're on the couch then now. I do. Thank you, Cheryl, for sharing. Um I'm I'm sort of just retired too. I've been retired for 5 years. But Joe retired first. He's older than me. And I just went ahead and retired with him. Okay, Lori, I'm gonna send you some of these homemade paper that we did. I'm gonna put you on my little ACT list. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls that I'm sending them out to, and I have enough to send you a couple of them. Um, it was fun. That was fun. I really enjoyed it. I got about 40 of them, and here's the other ones that I haven't taken off yet. So I'll go ahead and show you that. Here's our mascot for today, Bunny Trail. Okay. That's right, Lori. I'm going to make you get into your craft room and fiddle around. That's what we all need. I'm telling you, I love it. I love coming in here. I just turn off the world, and here I am with you guys. So, Cheryl, are you moving into a different place? Are you moving to a different address, or are you just planning on doing more? Yes, Cheryl. Yes, make it happen. Yes. Uh, I had a girlfriend that, or I still have it. I have a girlfriend, and she had her little craft corner in a 3 by 3 area. I swear it was not any bigger than a closet, but it was open. It was in the living room, and it was in a little nook. And she literally had everything packed in that little space. She had one bookcase that went kind of all the way from the floor to the ceiling, and it matched the living room. It was all wood and everything, but she had a little tiny desk that she worked at, a little space with a little lamp, and then everything was on those bookcases, and a literally 3 by 3 area. I don't know how she did it, but she consolidated that corner for her craft room for many years. And then when her boys got into college and left the house, well, she got the second bedroom, so she finally got her craft room, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited. I'm excited for her. I want to go over and see what she's done. So many ideas. And that's what I did before I moved down to Florida. We had a little third bedroom it was the half size of a bedroom, and it was really a nursery. It was nursery size. It was perfect for a baby bed and that size of a room. And so anyway, um, I used that for my craft room and computer room. I started out as a computer room, and then it slowly turned into my craft room. Now, this little piece of paper cracked down the middle. I was I was flexing the canvas. So this will be used for scraps, for texture, for something. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're going to move into something flatter. Well, that would be nice. I did. Then when I moved to Florida, we have no stairs here. Happy Easter, Barb. Thank you. Yes, happy Easter, everyone. When we lived up in Kentucky, we had 4 floors. There was a walk up attic that I could go to that had regular steps up to the attic. So the attic could have been like a short playroom for children. You can stand up in the middle of the roof, but you couldn't stay to the sides. But you could walk in the middle, so it would have been perfect for a playroom for little kids or something, little girls. But we used it for storage, so I didn't have to go up to the attic very often, but I was always up there for something. And then we had the upstairs with 3 bedrooms and a bath, and then we had the main floor, which had a master bedroom and a bath, and that was where the kitchen, dining room, and living room was. And then we had a walkover to a garage apartment that was a double garage. The garage apartment was an efficiency apartment. It had its own bath and kitchenette, and I used that room throughout the year for exercise and stuff like that. And then we had a full size basement, walkout basement, and the basement was a another game room with storage, and the other side was Joe's leather shop, workshop, junk shop, and then there was a laundry room, and then it walked out to the back of the house, and there was a closed in room there with all glass. You could see out. And I made that into my pottery studio. It was great. It was wonderful. And then you could walk over into the garage. But down here in Florida, everything is one floor and less space. But I don't miss it too much. I like being confined. So, hi, Mina. Hi, Brittany. How y'all doing today? We're just chit-chatting. Mina, let's see. Mina, I was wondering, could you message me, Mina Parrish, and send me your address? Brilliant minds. Will you send me your address? And is it Mina or Mina? Oh, Brittany's moving. Okay. Now, Brittany, do I have your new address? Would you give me your new address? Please, pretty please. And I'm going to send you all some, I'll send you some of our homemade paper napkin ACTs. That's a mouthful, isn't it? These are our ACTs that we made the other night. And I did iron them. I ironed them. They smell like starch. And I'm going to send you all some of these. Okay. And and anybody in the room, if I don't have your address, you need to give it to me, okay? I think I've got everybody else's. If I didn't miss anybody, don't mean to miss anybody. And if you're on the napkin swap exchange, you'll receive it in your napkins. I'll combine them. It'll be cheaper that way. So this is what they look like on the canvas after they dry. Okay. Good, Mina. The reason why I ask is I had an aunt who was Nina, Nina, and a lot of people called her Nina, and that's why I wanted to know if your name was Mina or Mina. Probably either or. Hey, you. Just don't be late and call me for dinner. Just call me. Now, these are the ones that we had the glue with in the mixture. So these are this kind of the sticky ones. And once I get them started off of the edges, it's easier to get them off. Hi, Joyce. See, they come right off. That was a good one. So I'm just sort of taking these off. Wilhelmina. Mina. Okay. Wilhelmina. Well, I think I have heard of that, but I've never met anybody with the name Wilhelmina. And do you have a history with that name? Is it family, or does it have any kind of sentimental significance out of curiosity? That one came off real good too. Family name for my great Uncle William. How nice. I love it. I love it. So anyway, I'm just sort of piddling on my table here, finishing up a few projects that we started. I need to finish before I do something new. Multitasking, of course. I've got a toy here that Abby defluffed a toy. That's her job, is to defluff. She's allowed to do her toys this way because they're her toys. And when she was a pup 10 years ago, she had a bad habit of stealing my shoes, which was normal for teething puppies. And she'd go for the new ones. She never went for the old ones. She wanted the new smell. And she chewed up 4 different pair of my shoes. So I finally took the shoes and I slapped them in front of her face, and I said, no, 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 as loud as I could. And I scared the bejeebles out of her, including myself. Didn't know I had it in me, but I was so mad because it was the brand new pair of shoes. And so she hasn't done it since, but she has always gotten these toys, and I'd get them at Goodwill or whatever, 50 cents, toys. And I'd bring her in a new one every day, every week or so. Yep, pup with a taste. And I let her chew these up and defluff them, and that's her job. That's her job. She'll get the tiniest little hole in these things started, and then she'll start pulling the stuffing out just little by little. And it's kind of a hobby, and it's a game for her. And I allow it because these are better than my new shoes. And of course they were Clark's. I had a Clark fetish. So and I was watching a Animal Planet, and this one, it wasn't the dog whisperer, it wasn't him, it was another guy talking about your dogs during the day. When you're gone, they're bored, especially if they don't have a playmate. And all she had was a cat, and the cat was probably outside half the time, and as cats do, but the dog has to come back in. And they said to give them a new toy every day, or rotate their toys to make it like she had a new toy every day, and she would play with the toy all day and not get as bored. And she started defluffing her toys, and I decided to let her do that as a game. So I take the toys and I restuff them. So here she got a hold of the eye, and they were just little stitchery eyes. They weren't hard or anything, but she got a hold of the eye. And so I will take the stuffing and stuff it back in this hole, and use a paintbrush or something, and I will push it back in and give this toy back to her, and then she'll defluff it again. And we'll do this 3 or 4 more times. So it's kind of got her smell on it, and I don't know what dogs like to smell. I have no clue. No clue. But anyway, this is Abby's game, and she's allowed. So I have to be careful when we go visit other people's houses so that she doesn't defluff their chew toys because they may not want to play the same game. People might get upset. But that's my Abbers. That's what she does. And then I've also discovered that I don't buy any of the toys that have those little beads in there, that little bag of beans, because they get everywhere. Those little things go everywhere. They're plastic little round, like a little sandbag in there. I make sure that the toys don't have that, because when she tears that out and the beans go everywhere, or those little beads, the sweeper does pick them up, but I don't know that the sweeper's happy with picking them up. So you see, I can stuff this bear back up with its fluff. And if I have to, I'll sew the eye closed, so she'll have to have a new hole. Cheryl's wearing, well, Cheryl, I guess you got another pair just like them somewhere in your drawers. I've done that before. So I just happen to have a little bit of sewing thread here. Let's see what we can do. We'll stitch this little bear up. Give him a little stitch. There is a needle right there with some thread on it already. We'll just use this thread. So I told you an Abby story. Yeah, she doesn't, she's not attractive to the rawhides. The ones that you buy in the store, they're bleached out. Did you know that? I've seen how they make them on YouTube somewhere, or on one of those TV shows, how they make things. And the rawhides, they're bleached. So I'm not quite sure they're all that healthy for the dogs, because they have to disinfect them, I guess. And then there's these other ones that have some sort of gravy mixture on it that smells horrific. But Abby has not ever been a dog treat, snacky milk bone dog. She's never cared for them. She has eaten them, but she doesn't crave them. She's not a junk food junkie. That's all I can say. She never has. When she was a puppy, I bought her some puppy treats, some puppy milk bones, and we were traveling, and we were on the road for about 3 hours, and she was just a baby, and I gave her some of those treats, and and she got car sick and threw up, and I think that's what deter her from doggy treats, to be honest with you. So I do buy her doggy treats, and she does eat. Uh, I started out trying different ones, but she's not a milk bone girl. She didn't like milk bones, so I found these. They're the seared. They look like little miniature steaks, strips, and they're chewy, and she likes those. And I was giving her chicken jerky, and she doesn't digest them. Because she's a small dog, and she was having trouble going to the restroom, and it was the jerky I discovered. So I quit giving her the chicken jerky because it's real dried, real hard, and her tummy just wasn't digesting it. Me too, Cheryl. I think she got sick on them, and that was it. So anyway, she doesn't, and she has never, ever, ever, ever enjoyed her dog food, her dry dog food. She has never enjoyed it, and I've tried different brands, different kinds, and she just won't. She'll go 2 3 days, and she won't eat it. So after 10 years of trying to get her to eat and worrying about her eating, I decided that she was going to get fresh hamburger and fresh chicken when she gets her meals. I said, she's been such a wonderful dog to me for 10 years. I have enjoyed her so, so much that I'm spoiling her for the rest of her life. So I never, I never, I never started out like this because I always swore that I was never going to give my dog, a dog, table food. But here I'm reading my own words. So here's her new toy. Let's see what it is. For ages 3 and up. Made in Hong Kong, China. She's a lucky dog. She is now. But she is a therapy dog, and it was a working dog, and she's retired now with me. We're retired. Here, Abby. Here. Looky what I got. Here. There you go. She's looking at it. She likes it. But she did work for 5 years in a nursing home, visiting as a visiting dog, comfort dog. So I'm tired of getting her to try to eat her food. I mean, I could put gravy on it, and I can add water to it, and it'll sit there for 2 days before she'll touch it. So yeah, I'm a good mommy. I am. I'm going to spoil her. So, but um, and I hate to say that she's a finicky eater, but I don't like the smell of dog food either. Have you ever smelled dog food? It's nasty. So I just think she has a sensitive nose, or at least that's what I'm spoiling it to. Now here's an example of the homemade paper sticking to the grid, and this was before the glue. It's doing it before and after glue, because this was a piece that I did before I added the glue, because I only have 2 pieces like this. These were I cut the hearts out, and these were the negatives of the hearts spaces. So, but this is an example of the paper. Hi, Deborah. Hey. This is a good example of glue, no glue versus glue. Some of these others have glue, and I don't think you need the glue. Don't think it's necessary. We did it though, for giggles, giggles and kicks. We grins and giggles. So anyway, I'm taking our homemade paper off of these little plastic things. Canvases. And some of them are coming off better than others. That did not have any glue on it, because that was one of the first ones, the purple ones. Yep. And let's see here. Kathy and Deborah just came in. Oh, good, Deborah. I'm going to send you to Kathy and Deborah. I'm going to send you some of these back. Deborah, they'll come with your return napkins. Everybody's going to get some of these. Okay? And Kathy, I don't think I have your address. If you can message me, Kathy, your address, I'll send you some. Okay? Okay, Barb. Oh, I'll get it on Thursday. Good. Yeah, really. Message me your address over in Facebook, and I'll get your address and I'll send you some. I've already got everybody else's address in the room. I'm checking as you come in. I'm checking on y'all. I'll take care of y'all. Yeah, I made up about 40 of these things. So I can probably send out a couple of them to you anyway. And you can do with them whatever you want to do. So maybe you'll want to make some homemade paper yourself. A couple of girls are going to try to. Okay, Kathy, we just give it a try. Are you in my my Facebook group, Kathy? Are you in this Facebook group here? It's Beth's Crafty Mixed Media Room. Oh, sorry, Cheryl. I flashed it. Oh, I was writing in my book. Okay, I'll scoot it over. I'm sorry. I know I'm a newbie at doing this. I've been doing this for about 2 months now, and I am really trying to be much careful. I'm sorry. If you want, I can go back and delete that. I'll scoot it over. And my camera, I keep adjusting my camera. It's still crooked, but it's on a paint stick up here. So, and you see this here? This is my iPad, and I have it sitting on a jar of Mod Podge. That's my desk. that's so that I can raise the chat up to my eyes so I can read the fine print. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Please, if I need to do something uh, or improve on something, I will take every little tidbit of information you can share with me um, with uh, dignity. I will take every little criticism I can. I loving, tender, loving notes. Uh, I would be gladly improve anything I can possibly do to improve my channel. Just if you all help me, I would really, really, I would appreciate it. I need all the help I can get because see, I thought I was over on the side, but I can't watch everything. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm not looking at chat, and then I'm not looking at the camera, and I do have my big monitor on that shows my desk, and it's bigger than the screen on the iPad. Okay, yes. Uh, I will take it. Yeah, I will do it because I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. But anyway, I've got just this many more to do, and I'd really like to do something different today and maybe make a tag. I've been wanting to do a bunny tag and a cat tag for all week. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right, Kathy. I started a new address book just for you guys, and uh, I can't half of your all's names. It's your first names, so it's alphabetized under your first name. It's a backwards address book. Well, they would if anybody wanted to come in and steal an address, buddy, they'd have to watch the whole video to get it. But you're right. You never know. You never know. Uh, so um, I can I can do this later. But as I get the edges loose, you can see how easy it comes off. And I'm pretty sure this one didn't have any glue on it. It was one of the first ones I did. So I think I'm going to stop this and do something else. Yeah, they will. They'll give me a red flag on different things. If I've never had a red flag yet. And some of these, just to let you know, some of these are green because we used a green napkin. So let's make a tag. Let's do something fun. This is going to go into the texture box. Recycle. These are going to be future ACTs. And I did buy some new napkins yesterday. Isn't it cute? So I was peeling the backs off of them. Oh, okay. Kathy's got a book with her addresses too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. Okay. Um, I know that most of you were probably in here last night, and we did do a pick 8. Okay, Kathy, we'll see you a little bit later then. And this here's my pick 8 from last night. I like it. Oh, I have to sign it. I need to put some info on it. And April the 19th. 4/19/19. That was yesterday. So I signed it. That was fun. Very colorful. Now, let's see. I still have a journaling by 5 box over here. It's got a lot of wax paper in it. I'm going to have to clean it out a little bit. It's not too bad. I've got most of it out. Junk. And Joe bought me this, gave me this yesterday. He went to an upholstery shop. And it's some kind of a seat leather. And it's got all these little tiny holes in it. Now my autofocus is working today. But the back side has all these pokies from the holes from the other side. And they're real hard. So I figure it's going to make a nice marking tool for stamping. So it's going to go in my texture stencil drawer over here. So there's my little ruler I was looking for. It was in this journal box. But anyway, I'll get some of this put away. And these go back into my stamp drawer. And I'm done with this. And then all I have left is the tissues. All right. That's good, good, good. Cleaning up. Put this in the stencils. I took a baggie and I cut it down to paper size, the side. I'm so crazy. The zip, I keep it zipped at the top, but I slide them in this way because most of the stencils are this size. Piece of copy paper size. So that's how I've got my stencil stored in there. It works. It works, it works, it works. Put this in the stamping area. And this is a bottle cap, pop lid, old-fashioned bottle top. It's actually off of a bottle of beer, but it's that rigidity, and that makes a wonderful stamp too. And I just put a fun sponge on the end of it, some kind of fun foam, and I can use it to stamp with. It's a marking tool. It's wonderful. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. So I think we will do a tag. Got everything kind of cleaned up. And then Joe brought me this home last week. And it's a piece of leather, it's like a upholstery fabric. It's got felt on the back. And it's a piece of vinyl leather. I don't know if it's real or fake, but it's embossed with this design. And here's what I did with it. I inked it up and flipped it over onto the paper. And it made this design. I laid it flat. And I took my ink pad and I went like this because it's fabric, it's flimsy. And I did like this. And then I just took my paper and I laid it down like that and rubbed the ink onto the paper. And would you just look at that? Would you just look at that? So I love this piece of embossed vinyl leather. Good morning, Giovanna. Hi. So it's in my marking tools drawer as well. Definitely. We'll keep these together. And since this is already kind of decorated, we can use this for our tag. I think I was wanting to do a book of tags. So I think I'm going to do them like half size of the sheets of regular paper and make my tags a certain size. Then I can I can bind them in a book. I've got some of this chipboard cardboard, and I can bind them in a book if I do it a certain size. Yes, it would. The leather itself, the would make a beautiful journal cover, but I like this too. I haven't decided I could probably use part of it and keep part of it for this. And I have some, I can get a wooden block, and cover this with this fabric, and then I could use it as a block. I could do that too. It's unlimited. Crafts, crafts, crafts. We can do the crafts. And I don't know, but this thing came off. And I think I broke it. But I don't know if I ruined it or not. I didn't know it come off. And I kicked it off with my feet. So I may have to get a new cutter. Oh, maybe it'll work. So I'm going to go with, how tall is this? It's not 12. It's more like 11. So if I do a tag 5 by 8, that I can get 2 tags out of a piece of paper. And I'm thinking on the scale so that I can use my hole punch. I don't have a cinch or anything like that, so I want to use something I said rhymed. Okay. I said something that rhymes. But anyway, I'm thinking 5 by 8. And I can do a 5-inch. I want to make a template is what I want to do. And now with this cutter, it's an old one. I don't even know who it's made by. I've had this Zac XX Acto for a long time, and as you can see, I've broken the thing off of it. And it fell off. So I don't know if I can continue to use it or not. I might have to buy me a new one. It goes on, but it falls off. Okay, but it falls off. Okay, but anyway, I want to do a measure this out by 8 inches, but it only goes out to 6 is what I was trying to explain. I don't have any kind of an arm extension to make it longer, but that's exactly 8 right there. So I'm going to cut this 5 by 8. That way, when I use a half a sheet of paper, I can get 2 tags out of it, out of cardstock. And this will be a tag, the size of the tags I'm making. And they would fit in a envelope, this size of an envelope, if I ever, if I ever were to ever mail it or anything. So it's kind of like a good overall size, 5 by 8. So anyway, my goal is to make a tag book for this napkin. Cheryl sent me the napkin, and it's got all these little cute cats on it. And I'm focusing today. Yay, it's focusing. So I think it would be so cute to have a cat tag book. And I might have to incorporate a bunny or two because I'm into bunnies right now, Easter and all. And I did a bunny tag a few weeks ago, and Barb has no, Joyce Boring has it. I sent her the tag, and I should have kept it for a sample, but I didn't, and that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, these are my little goals to make a tag book. And if I do at 5 by 8, see, I'm going to lose this thing again. And I probably ought to write it down. Tag book 5 by 8. A cat tag book 5 by 8. Then I can make a binder for it, and I can still use my my 3-hole paper puncher to make the holes in it to go into the book, tag book, and then we can flip through. How's that sound? So I will probably do the holes, and I'm just eyeballing it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. This is the way we're going to do it. I'm probably doing it backwards. Got some neighbors going on. Good. I'm going to turn my fan on. Woohoo. Turn the fan and turn the air on, Abby. And you guys won't believe this, but my house is 73 right now, and it's nice and comfortable. There isn't any reason for me to have moist skin, but there is. Just having a little summer moment. Okay, Mina. Okay. We'll catch you later, honey. I'm going to work on this tag. Happy Easter. Blessings. So anyway, and now I want to do the top of the tag. And I can still make a tag out of this. It'll be 5 by 8. I was up at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I kind of walked by these cutters, and I've been eyeballing them, the ones that have the arms that come out so you can measure further out, because this only goes to 6 inches. And I've sort of been coveting them, wanting one. And I said, no, now, Beth, I don't need another cutter. I can use the one I have. And I've had this cutter probably for 15 years. I've had it a long time. I really have. So, and it still works. And it's got the original blade on it. You know, what are you going to do? It ain't broke. So, I'm frugal. I am frugal. Honest Injun, I'm frugal. So anyway, I got 2 tags out of this one. And I'm thinking I can just a little bit bigger that way. But I think it'll be fine. 5 by 8. I've been wanting to do this for ever since Cheryl sent me that napkin. So now with these holes, I can use my hole puncher. And I've got another one with bigger holes up here somewhere. So here is a cat tag. 2 cat tags. Yay! All right. So once I get started on this, I think it'll be easier to continue to do them. I just have to get the first couple done, and then I'll get excited. And then as far as the corners go, how we do the bevel the corners, we can either bevel them, do them at angles, or do them round. I mean, I guess there's 2 or 3 ways to do the tops of them. And I'm just going to do an eyeball because I'm not a real good measurer. And I guess I could maybe draw it out a little bit. And I know that whatever this size is, if you take it and flip it over, then you'll get the exact size on the other side. So I'm going to cut it right here, and I'll do both of them at the same time. And then you take this piece and do a mirror image on the other side, and that's how you get equal sides. And then we get to put a hole in it up here. And if I was to invent something, I could be an inventor. I really could. Joe and I do this all the time. We play this game all the time. If we could invent something, we I've got this beautiful, this really cute heart punch. But as you can see, when I push it in to punch, from the edge, the heart's upside down. So if I were to make one of these, I would make it to where this thing can turn. There is a screwdriver there. You don't reckon I can turn it? Say it ain't so. I got a screwdriver, guys. I'm on a rabbit trail. Oh my gosh, if I can turn this thing around, that'll be my Christmas present for the whole year. Don't tell me. I was wondering if it was actually turnable or if it's welded in. I might end up breaking it. But it looks like a screwdriver in there. And if I could turn it upside down, then my heart would be, no, I would not be able to do it because of the hole. This hole here is this hole here is in metal, the heart shape, and I cannot turn this heart upside down or it would never go in the hole to cut the paper. So I can't do it. So anyway, if I was going to invent one of these things, I would invent it so that the heart is the other direction. So that when I use it in my tag, I'll just go ahead and do it. I won't care because I'm going to probably put something in it anyway, so that my heart would not be upside down. Now, if I'm going down to the bottom making designs, my heart would be straight. But I can't turn this because of this metal part that's the shape of the heart is in the bottom top of the lid, and that's what actually cuts the paper, that hole, that heart hole. It's a heart hole. So much for that rabbit trail. Man, that would have been so good if I could have turned that. But I wouldn't have been able to cut, wouldn't have been able to use it. So anyway, I cut these holes, and I'd be darned if they're not off. That's all right. It'll be okay. So, punch the heart out of another piece of paper and then use it as a HILE enforcer. Oh, a hole enforcer. Oh, I see. That might work. Well, it is and it isn't, Giovanna, because if you're punching a row of hearts at the bottom, we could use this. And I love the heart hole puncher, and I do use it in my ACT cards. But I'll take my card, like this is an ACT card, and if I want to put a hole punch in this and make it a heart, I have to like go sideways. And the heart is at an angle in this direction. You know, I can still use it in this direction, and I can use it along the bottom of the card like this. And I could do, 2 or 3 hearts in a row. So I do like that. So it's got good qualities and bad qualities. But if I was going to put a hole in the top this direction for a hole punch to put, of course, if you're going to put ribbon in it, you can't see the heart anyway. So you can just use the round hole. Or I just use this and put ribbon in it anyway. So you can still use it. 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I know. This is what I used in the homemade paper. I put baby hearts in it from this hole punch and out of tissue paper. Yeah, I did. So, we just have to use what we have and work with it. So we've had that big rabbit trail. Now I'm going to go back to my, and I guess I'm going to have to get me a new hole punch, a new paper cutter, because this one's, the clips are all broke off. They're brittle. So I'll keep my blade over there. Gosh, something you have to do. I do have a drawer down here with tools in it. So anyway, we just need one for a tag. And I don't need these right away. That was my heart example. I don't think I'll need those. Let's pick out a rabbit. Here's my clipboard. And there's 2 sides to this napkin, I think. This half is the same as this half. So I've got 2 of each cat. I've got 2 of each of these. And I am going to see, I've got 2 sides. So I've got this many cat tags to make. Thanks, Giovanna. Did I show you how I made the paper? Did I show you how I made it? Did you come in time? Joe brought home a piece of vinyl leather. I don't know if it's real. I don't think it's real leather. I think it's vinyl. This is what this is. Okay. Isn't that awesome? And maybe I can put this on front of the cat tag book and use part of it for the front of the front of my book. And then I can use the papers on the inside. Yeah. And I can keep the rest of it to do the inking with. Yes, we did have a little foam bath going on for the paper making. But anyway, this is for another time. Okay. But today I wanted to pick out a cat to make. And I think I'm going to, and they have names. The cats have names. This is a Himalaya Persian cat. And I'm going to make it first because it's on the corner. Hi, Carly. We just started our cat tag book. This is the very first page for the cat tag book. And what I'm going to do is this little Himalaya Persian cat. And I'm going to sketch it out with just a light pencil. And I want to do some paint, and I'd kind of like to do some paper, like the bodysuit. The bodysuit is like some pretty paper. And I've got lots of paper that we can go through. And then I want to paint. I think I'm going to paint the face with acrylics. And I do have some gray. I do have gray. And I have, oh, that's not gray. I also have a little bit of silver. That might be good for highlighting the gray, metallic silver. And I've got some pink for the ears. And I have a little bit of a lighter shade for highlighting the ears. And then I'll need a little bit of black for the eyes and the whiskers. And I think I can use the gray and the silver for the face. Maybe a little white, just in case. But that's really all the colors I'm going to need for the cat. And then for the body, I want to do some paper, and I thought maybe we could pick out some paper together here for the body. Oopsie. So I want some pink striped or polka dot or something pink, fun pink for the t-shirt. I guess we can call it a t-shirt. What do we want to call her out? The Himalaya, it's a Himalaya Persian t-shirt. And this has got some cute stripes in it. Here's a stripe. Polka dots. This is going to be fun. I'm going to like this. I was looking for, I don't have any more stripes in here, this color. It's in here, but it's not on a page. I might have used it for something. That's all right. We've got more to look at. And this one here is too red. Okay, that's okay. We've got more to look at. This is my inspiration. This is my inspiration. I've got lots of paper. If we have to, I suppose we could do this kind of a stripe, but I really want to try to go with the pink stripe. That's my inspiration. I did have some of this in pink, but I may have. This is the oldest paper I have. I bought that like 10 years ago. I'll have to show you some of my scrapbooks that I've made with my photos, and I've used a lot of these papers in them. It was a big old pack of paper back in the, oh, there we go. How about that? How about that? Is that close enough? I think we found it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I can look at the rest, but I think that's going to be it. We'll do some flippies. That'll be a cute one for another sweater, maybe. This is going to be so fun. I'm excited. I got some solid pinks, but I don't think today we're going to use this one. Okay. Now this paper here will make good tag paper backgrounds because it's thicker. It's like cardstock thickness. It's not thin paper, it's thick, heavy paper. So this will be a good one to make tags out of. For sure. For sure. We'll definitely use that one for tags. Okay, I think this is our winner today. So, what I'm going to do with my pencil is just do a light sketch of the kitty cat. And you may not be able to see it. But I can see it. And I do believe there is a hint of some toes. Ever so lightly, there's a hint of a toe right there and right there on this napkin. So I'm going to exaggerate the toes a little bit more and put 2 toes here. And that's my outline of my kitty. And then I will add a tail. And there's the tail. And that'll be painted in gray. The face will be gray. And then the body will be in this pink stripe. So that's my inspiration. I'm going to save this other half for backup. Never know, you might need a backup. So there, that's the first one we're going to do. But they all have names. I don't know what my holly is. Just a short hair tabby style cat. And I like the names, having the names on them. So we'll have to have to put the name on there somewhere at the bottom or something. But I don't see my cat, my mixed cat in here at all with the ringtails. Turkish Angora, Pixie Bob, Norwegian Forest, Abbey Stirren, Scottish Fold, Farm Cat, Mannix, Egyptian MAU, Devon Rex, Calico. There's a whole bunch of them. Happy Easter, Barb. Okay. You too. You drive safe. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna move on, and I'm gonna try to trace this guy out. And I think I might be able to do it with a napkin, something thin that I can see through. I'll show you how to do things. There's lots of ways you can trace. For example, if you want to make something the exact size, I can show you a couple of ways to trace that I have learned. I need a piece of paper. A piece of scrap paper will work. I'll show you a quick way to do a quick trace. So say you want to trace this whole cat. I'm going to trace this body because I want the paper to fit exactly on here. Well, I don't, without having to cut two out, of course, that's another method. You could cut two of these out, or now I had a piece. Focus. And as soon as I find my chalk, I'll be happy. What? Oh, here it is. I found it. So here's a method that you can do tracing. And you take the chalk, and I'm going to put a piece of paper on the back of my card. And I've got my paper exactly the size of my tag on purpose, just for good measure. Doesn't have to be this exact, but, and I am going to paper clip it. And I am going to take another piece of paper because I'm going to use it to cut it out, right? So I'm going to put another piece of paper the size of my tag, cut it out the size of my tag too. I really don't need a piece this big, but I just wanted to show you. I'm not trying to be wasteful, but I'm just going to show you a quick, easy way to do this so that you'll understand it. That's all. So you can use a smaller piece of paper if you want, but this is just a quickie way to show you. But I've got the tag, I've got my drawing example right here. I've got a scrap piece of paper right here, and I'm going to take chalk and do it long ways on my paper. This is just kid sidewalk chalk. You can use any kind of, you could probably even do pencil. You remember how the investigators on the TV shows where they would get a piece of the notepad, and they would shadow the last thing that somebody wrote on the notepad, and they'd use the pencil to shadow it. This is kind of like that. So anyway, I've got chalk here, and here's my paper, and I'm going to put the white side next to the chalk, level everything up, put my paper clip on it to hold it together. And now I can take my pencil and I'm going to press down really hard so that the chalk will go onto my paper. I'm tracing. I've done this with a coloring page as well. And this is going to be, I have a broken pencil, but that's okay, because you don't need actually the lead, you just need the pressure. The pressure so that the chalk will be transferred, or graphite, whatever you're using, will be transferred to the back of the colored paper so we can have a pattern here. And let's see what our pattern is. See if it worked. And it did. So this is the exact size that I need to cut out to fit our cat right here. Hi, Christine. So anyway, that's how you get the exact picture, you know. And then when I cut this out, it's going to fit. And I'm going to go right on the outside of it, the line, so it'll hide my pencil marks. And then we have a little striped t-shirt for our kitty. And that's how you get an exact piece for that size. And again, I didn't have to use that whole piece. I could have just used a half a piece, because you could finagle. But that was how you do a transfer, by using the chalk method. And I've done the same thing with a coloring page. I had a rooster page that I wanted to draw, so I put chalk on the back of it and traced it with a blunt end. You can use, I used a crochet needle to trace the chalk down with. So we can use this chalk. We can save this piece, since it's the same size as our tag, for other cats. We'll save that as a template. So we got that done, and I'm trying to decide. I think I should ink it, don't you? And then the rest of it's going to be done with paint. And trying to decide. I guess I'll use ink, black ink. I've got some dark ink up here. This is kind of a gray distress ink. And this would have been cute, and maybe for some of the others, not only scrapbook paper, but even real fabric. I'll do some of them with I might be able to find some fabric that would look good. They're all seem, a lot of them are stripes, so we may have to use different textures and fabrics. Okay, I like that. And I think the rest is all going to be paint. And I think I can go ahead and glue this down. Yeah, this is a napkin that Cheryl gave me. She gifted this to me. And I said, oh man, look at all the different cute kitty cats. I said, we need to do a cat tag book. And these are my inspirations to put in all of the cats to put in our cat tag book. So I've decided this morning that I'm going to cut my tags out at 5 inches by 8 inches. And so this is my very first tag that I cut out. So I'm gonna use this as a template and as our first example guinea pig. And I'm doing this little kitty cat right here. This little one in the corner. And yeah. So anyway, I just cut the his little shirt out, and I'm going to paint the rest of it with these paints right here. I got these paints lined up here to do. So I'm just getting warmed up. I don't know if this is our guinea pig. Oh, a question. Let me see your question. Where did Beth get the kitty page? Yeah, I got the kitty napkin from Cheryl. Cheryl, you could have answered that. We're pet lovers in here. I've got a kitty. I've had kitties, and I've got a dog. And I just think they're just so cute. So there's his little wrong question. Oh, another one. Okay, I'll go back up. Thanks for pointing that out. I was in the zone. Okay, that's got to be above that. What's your favorite paper or craft supplier? Okay. My favorite craft is mixed media. I love anything mixed media. I love working with things that I have on hand. I can't say that I have a favorite supplier person that I buy things from. I have a little bit of, I've got a whole lot of yard sale stuff, secondhand store stuff. I've got a whole lot of Walmart stuff. I've got a little bit of, is this Tim Holtz? Things like from Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I've got a few things that I bought in firsthand, but I use like a coupon if I can. But I get a lot of stuff from the secondhand stores. I have no idea how old this guy is, but I have a re-inker, and I can re-ink this thing. I love being frugal. I love making something out of nothing. This is like secondhand store stuff, black paint, so I refill my old bottles back up. I bought a re-inker. I was trying to find it for you to show you what it looked like. I'm probably going overboard, but that's all right. I can do it because we can. Like here is some enamel gold paint. I have no idea if it's any good or not. That was from my mom's stash, and this is probably as old as I am. No joke. No joke. I'm trying to think of other things. So I don't really have a brand that I love, a product, a person that see. I'll even use this if I have to. Shoe polish. Remember those days? Those were the days. But I'll find things in the kitty section, the toy side, the toy stores, the dollar stores. But I love mixed media more than anything, and that's everything, using everything. I know that there are professional colorists, professional sketch artists, people who can really they're more on a professional scale in sketching and arting and talents. And I believe I have a talent too, but it's not on that professional level. It's more on a crafter's level. I'm not putting myself down, but they can draw anything, they can sketch anything, and they've had that training and that it's a gift that they have to be able to draw and spell and sketch things out. And it's so easy for them to do that, whereas I can do the same thing with paper and scissors, on my scale. And I'm just real good on an elementary scale level. And a lot of people are like me, and they don't have the ideas, and they just need that little bit of a encouragement to do that little bit of just to do a tag, and create something. And when we did the journaling by fives, that's another way of helping people just get the white page syndrome out of their hair, to put something down on a white paper. Yeah. And I know that like I said, I can't do the sketching part or the portrait paintings, but I can do a lot of other things too. And I love the mixed media, and I love make making things and being creative and doing fun things and just just making little fun things, goofy things. And they're cute and they're fun, and it's all family oriented, and uh uh there's no age limit to the type of things I do, and some of it's a little immature, but I think we all need to go back to that and discover that. So that's kind of my favorite medium. Um, and I've showed a lot of my journal books and things, and I'll you can either go back to some of the my videos and watch them, or I can bring another at the end of this. After doing this, I'll bring another journal out and do a flip through for you, and show you some of the things that I've done. And I've done stuff like this all my life, and since I've retired, I'm getting into it again like a kid, like a and I'm reverting back to my childhood. It's in a good way. And I have discovered YouTube, and I've only been doing YouTube for a couple of months now, and so this is just like totally new to me. And my husband Joe, he said, Beth, you're watching all these videos. You could do that. I can see you doing that, Beth. And he bought me a camera. So he's the one who really got me into doing it. I kind of said, well, yeah, I could probably do that. So it's all his fault. And here we are. And we're here together. That's how we landed, how the whole story began. But I have a variety of uh, of things, and like, see, I bought these Gillettos by Faber Castell, but I don't use them as much as I should. And I got a drawer washi tape, and I've just collected things little by little. I don't uh, I find something that I like, and I'll get it for my birthday. You know, I know it. I love Joe too. And then like this thing here, I love this thing. You know what this thing is? I when I saw it at the secondhand store, I jumped. Man, I grabbed that thing, put it in my cart so fast, covered it up so nobody take it out of my cart and everything. I mean, this is a Martha Stewart scoring board, and I use it all the time. And it even had the little doolally in there. It's over here, but this thing is like regular $25 in the store. So just by thrift shopping, I find some really nice things, and I have just been blessed with some of the things that landed in my lap, and I've even got a bunch of these rubber stamp things, and I lucked into that as a blessing. I was on Let Go, which is a like Craigslist down here. It's local. It's called Let Go, and there was a girl on there, and she had these uh, plastic drawers, and there was two of them, and they're called towers, and they stack on top of each other, and there's six drawers. So I've got 12 drawers high, and it's like a filing cabinet, but it's plastic. And she had that on the Let Go site, and she was wanting $50 for both of them. They were $25 a piece, and I thought, well, that's about what they are in the store. So uh, I thought it was fair price for both towers, and it was exactly the size I needed for the space I needed it for. So I go to her house. She gives me her address, and I go over to her house to pick my towers up. And she takes me back into her little craft room. And there was a desk, and she had all kinds of things, shelves and things and decorations, and it was cute. And I said, "Oh my, you got a craft room. This is great." And I said, "Oh, okay, these are the towers I was wanting." I said, "I'll take them." And I handed her $50 for the towers. And I said, "Come on, I'll help you empty the drawers out." The drawers were full of these little stamp things. And I said, "Come on, I'll help you empty them out. You've got a box I can put them in." And she goes, "Oh no, they go with the towers." So all of the drawers were full, literally full of these stamp things. And I'll show you one of the drawers. Of course, I've added to it. It's been a couple years. But this is kind of what the drawers looked like. They were full. And the corner punches, she did cards, and I think she sold some of these things, but there's a lot of different brands. And her name was Deb. I love Deb. And you can see what she's paid for them. Some of them still have price tags on them. You can see what she's paid for them, and even if she used a coupon, even if she got them for 50%. But this girl right here was an angel. Total angel to me. I didn't really know what I got until I got home. And they're just so awesome. Every one of them were awesome. Cute stuff. So since then, I've added to it. Now I added this one. I've got this at a yard sale, but this drawer is just people. And I've got it labeled as people. And then I've got one labeled animals. And I've got one with just flowers. And I have added a lot of stuff to it. I bought them things and added to it. But I think all of these were hers. I think all of these were Deb's. And they're all marked Deb. And yeah. So anyway, this, $50 for this one drawer would have been a bargain. Of course, I didn't have that much money, but I did have $50. So I said, "Oh my gosh, are you serious?" And she says, "Absolutely." She says, "It's got to go. I've got to clean out." And she says, "I've got kids up home, and we want to go back and forth and visit the kids, and they had plans." And she says, "I'm done with all of this stuff." She says, I've had my fill of it." And she says, "I want to move on." So I said, "Okay, moving out, moving towers." So anyway, that's something that we could play with one day too, is get the stamps out and play. And right now I'm in the middle of a stamp trade with Tanya McGuire. This, That, and Chat. If you don't know who she is, she's a good person to go watch and join her crafting group. She does lots of nice things. And she's doing a tissue paper stamp swap. So I sent her 10 pages of my stamp prints on tissue paper, and sent them to her. And then she's going to send me back 10 different pages, kind of like our napkin swap. And so we're doing the tissue paper swap with her. So I can't wait to get my tissue papers back. And I think it ends probably soon, the end of the month. And I'll be getting my swaps out. And Same thing with our tissue paper swap. And it's still not too late if anybody's not in the tissue paper, or not tissue paper, the napkin swap. If anybody wants to still join the napkin swap, it's not too late to join me. I've got 15 of y'all doing it. So, and if you haven't sent your napkins to me yet, you need to go ahead and get started on that. And I'll tell you a secret on the napkins. If you haven't already sent your napkins, tell me right now, and I'll tell you a few postage tricks if you haven't already. If you're interested, I'll tell them to you. But anyway, we'll get back to our tag. I got on a rabbit trail. Rabbit trail. So that was the answer to my media, mixed media. Nobody in particular that I worship. My stencils are from anywhere I can get them real cheap. I don't have a lot of machines. My mom had a Cricut, and I do have custody of it now. And I can get that out one day and play with it with y'all too. A Cricut. I need to write that down on my to-do list. My Cricut expression. And we'll do. We can also do stamping. And after my exchange is over with Tanya, I can do a tissue paper, a stamping exchange with you guys too. That would be fun. So I'm going to get back to this guy here, and I'm going to get my paint palette out. And you can buy these little trays. You can get trays to put your paint in, like these guys, and they're washable. You can clean them up and you reuse them and stuff, or you can just use a lid, a plastic lid. So just to let you know, when you paint, you don't have to have anything fancy smancy. Oh yeah, she sells single napkins. Well, how much does she sell them for? I'm curious. She'd have to be making money off of it if she's on Etsy, because Etsy's not cheap. And then postage. Of course, you could put a single napkin in an envelope and do it for one stamp. So today, since I'm doing the kitty cat, I'm going to use a pretty palette for you guys. I'm going to use this one here. And this little bit of paint right here doesn't bother me. I'll put something right on top of it. It's probably watercolor. It could be wiped out. And that's something else I like to do, is watercolor. I like to do a little bit of watercolor painting. And I've got so many things I could show you. I could just go off on another rabbit trail. But let's stick to this guy. This is my sample here. And I'm going to start off with some gray. I got a gray and a silver. And I'm just going to, it won't take a lot of paint. So I'm just going to start off with a little dot. And the silver is going to be for highlighting. And I definitely won't need a whole lot of it. So I'm just going to use a smaller dot. So that's the gray and that's the silver. And then I'm going to use 2 shades of pink, a darker pink. Actually, I don't need the pink. I've already got the stripes. But I need it for his ears and his toes. Have the darker pink. And then I'm going to use some I'll need a little bit of black. And that's probably all I'll need right there. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Say hi to the girls.
Hi, girls.
Joe just came home. He's been at the food pantry. And it's 1 o'clock. So where else did you go?
I went to your mom's and washed her car.
Angel.
Brownie points. And
Wow, Christine, that's a pretty expensive napkin package. I wonder how many. I'll have to. Well, I won't go over and look her up, but I mean, I bought a package of napkins yesterday for under $2 for 20 napkins. So I can't imagine how many napkins she's going to sell for $10 plus postage. She's telling me that somebody on Etsy was selling napkins, single napkins. She's got $10, $10, $20, and $30 packages of single napkins.
wow.
I'd rather. Well, anyway, yeah. So I'm not an Etsy person. I don't sell stuff. And Giovanna says hello.
Hello.
And I'm not into the selling part of things. I'm not like that. I give everything I make away. I'm not selling. There are people who do it for a living, and they sell their craft for a living, and I respect that. But that's not what I do. I'm here to share my craft and teach people how to do it and have fun. Okay, so I am going back to my face. I've been on a rabbit trail all morning. I've been on since 11, and we have gone into more rabbit trails, rabbit holes. But we're going to finish this tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to do the face, and then I'll go into the tail. And it's pretty simple. It's dark. He's got a dark edge around fur that feathers out. So I'll do the dark first, and then a little bit in the middle, and then I'll do the silver for the highlights in the face. Is what I'm going to try. Christine says hi, Joe.
Hi, Christine.
So here we go. And this is just a cheap acrylic paint. I get my paint from Walmart, and I can see the circle. I know that you probably can't see it far away, but there is a little shadow of a circle right there. And I'm going to feather out the fur in an outward direction. And it's okay if the underprint comes through, because you can add layers after it dries. My autofocusing is working today.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why it wasn't working last night. Don't know.
It worked the other day.
Yeah.
That's why.
But it wasn't working last night, and I was looking around looking for. I couldn't even find the autofocus. I don't know. But anyway, this is just gray acrylic. And I could have maybe even put a little bit of gesso down as a primer. Okay, Christine, I will write that down. Anyone interested in watercolors? Thank you. You have my permission to share tips and addresses and things, promote anybody else's things. You have my permission to do so on this channel. I've got a sticky note. I'm going to put it on a sticky note. It's let's make art. Let's make art. Okay, YouTube channel. She makes it super easy and fun. Okay. I'm interested. The last art book that I buy, and I don't have a lot of art books, But the last one I bought, another rabbit trail. It's Fast Fun Watercolors. I bought this off of a used bookstore off the internet for like $6. It was used, but it's new. It's in great shape. It's regular $24, but I think I paid about $6 for it plus shipping. That's with shipping. And I've done a couple of pages out of here already, and I love it. I love this book. It's mixed media. You mix your paint. I did this one here, and I used my marble paper for the ships, and I painted the watercolored the background. It was good. Yes, Janet Young does have this book, and I think I was inspired by I watched Janet Young and I watched Debbie Epps. Debbie Epps is a colorist, and she's the one who I watched her do that ship, and I painted along with her. I've also painted along with Janet. Janet is a very good artist, sketch artist, and she does a lot of mixed media. They all do mixed media, but I love it. Yes, very fun. So anyway, I'm going to try to finish this little kitty up. And I am very amateur in my ways. I'm self-taught. My mother has taught me everything I know. And if you don't try and play and practice, that's the best way to learn. I'm just using a craft brush, paintbrush, glue brush. I've used it for everything. And I am going to take the fur down onto the neck line of the sweater and drag it on top of the sweater. So this guy needs a name. So tell me what his name could be. And I do think gesso would have been a very good idea because the black ink from the bottom is coming on top. But I'll just keep going around and around and around till we can't see it no more. Won't be a problem for me. I really like doing this. This is fun. And right now, just a big fur ball. It's going to look cute once we get the face on. Cheryl's back. Welcome back, Cheryl. We're finally getting the kitty cat done here. We got to come up with a name. Here he is. This little guy right here. Who's he look like? Cheryl's eating. Okay. I think I'll dry it. Well, thank you, Cheryl. It's easy. It's easy. He's just a little fur ball. We got to give him a name. You all going to have to help me come up with a name. I think there's like 30 different cats on this napkin. We might as well get the baby book name out and start looking up some kitty cat names. If we're going to name them all, I think we should at least try to. Let me count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 kittens. So we got to come up with 23, at least 23 names. Now you can still see the background coming through the gray. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit more, and I'm going to put another layer on. Thinking of a name, okay. He's our first kitten. We can name him Alpha for the first. We'll try some of the silver. I love doing layers on things. Building up layers. I did. Alpha. Little Alfie. What's it all about, Alfie? That's an old song. I'm just painting around in a circle. Mr. Gray. When I first got Holly, my cat, um, they told me that she was a boy, and there were two of them, and then one of them was yellow, a yellow cat, and one was gray, which is Holly. So I said, well, I was going to name Sonny, the yellow cat, Sonny Boy, and that was perfect for him. And I was thinking of another boy name with gray, with the word, with something that was gray, and I thought of blue gray. So and I was thinking, well, what else is blue and berry? There was a blueberry. So I thought, well, Barry would be a good boy name. And so I was naming him Barry, Sonny, and Barry. And my mom wanted me to name him Sonny and Cher, but at the time, I thought he was a boy. Well, after we got him home, we discovered that Barry was a girl, not a boy. And so I said, well, it's going to have to be Holly Berry. And I was really trying to use the name of the actress, which is Halle Berry. And I always called her Holly Berry, and I mispronounced her name. So the cat became Holly Berry, and it was into November, getting ready for Christmas. So the holly stuck, Holly Berry. So, but I accidentally mislabeled her because I misunderstood Halle Berry's name, which I later discovered was Hallie. So there was a story there. So now we call her Holly instead of Halle Berry. It's Holly Berry. So it stuck. But we're not perfect. But we're perfectly normal. Grayshire. Ooh, that's good. I don't know. I got stuck on Alfie. Alpha. He's the first. Have you seen there's a Facebook video going around, and it's a picture of it looks like a stuffed animal, but it's a dog. And you think it's a stuffed animal until you see his eyes move. Cheryl keeps retracting her messages. Hi, Joan. Hi there, dear. We are painting a kitty cat. We are starting a cat tag book, and this is the first one. This is our first cat. And here's my inspiration. This guy right here. So, yeah. Okay, Christine. You can join in at any time. My inspiration is this napkin. And all of these, 23 cats are going to be our inspirational cats for the tags. And so this is our first one. And I think we should name them. This is a Himalayan Persian cat. So I think we should name him. That'll be fun. I'll let you guys name him. And I've been wanting to do it ever since I got this little napkin, and I also, after we do our napkin exchange, I think I'm going to start a napkin journal, and we're going to art with napkins. And do little sceneries with the napkins and art with them. Just to see what we can do. Because we can. I haven't really got to do any painting with you guys yet. I've been doing things with my hands, different things. And so now you're really seeing me concentrate now. You're seeing me hard at work. And so far, I like it. I'm very happy with what I'm doing on a crafting scale. And right now, I'm building the layers up. On the face and the tail is the only part that's painted. And I love building that, building the layers up, giving it some depth, making it 3D looking. And I really like this, the way the napkin's done. It's sketchy looking. It's not like a real picture or photo. It's sketchier. The Alpha Fluffy Gray. Love it. Alpha Fluffy Gray. Like a little gremlin. Yeah, Fluffy. I like Fluffy. Sounds good. I'm going to dry this real quick. That napkin's going in the paint one of these days. So, yeah. Okay. Let me do a little bit more to the face, and then I think I'm ready to paint his face. Looking good. I like it so far. I can look at it on the computer and see what it looks like from a distance. Gives you a different perspective. Uh-oh. My battery went out. I'll plug it back in. Okay, let's see here. Now he's got ears. Put his little ears on. And he's got a little toe down here. And I'll have to put an extra coat on because it's the ink. This black ink is peeping through. That's okay. I like doing layers. And another toe. Okay. I like it so far. Put just a tad of a highlight in there, his ears. Alpha F Gray. Here's his little toesies. That's just a hint. There's just a hint of toes, I think, on the napkin because this one's got a hint of toes too on the sketches. Some of them got bigger paws, but some of them are just under the fluffiness. So I think that'll be good. And just a little touch. Now I've got to find a real fine brush to do his nose. I've got a real fine one, and I've left it in the water, so it's got a curve to it, so I have to work with it. But that's my fine brush right there. I might have another one. This is a good example of not leaving your brushes in the water, because when you do, they go like that in the bottom of the water, and then it curves all the hair. But I think I can work with it. And he's got a pink nose and a little grumpy frown. And I think that's all of the pink. So I'm going to go for the eyes now. And some whiskers. I'm working hard. I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I'm concentrating. I don't know why I got quiet. I don't like him unhappy. But he's cute. I don't know. He's not he he's my first. Okay, he's my first. That's all right. I'm happy with him though. And I kind of got him over here a little bit because of the holes for some reason. And that's okay with me too. There he is. I really don't think I can do any more. I'm gonna dry him. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more artwork on his t-shirt. On his shirt, he's got a little bit of pink like on the edge of his, like a shadow around the edge of his sweater. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of something there with the pink. Hi, Sherry. We're just kind of goofing off, making a tag. I'm not going to make it like straight. I'm going to make it a little messy on the edge. This is Alfie F. Gray. Alpha F. Gray. Yeah, it looks good. So, yeah. I'm going to put a little bit of white in the eyes. Oh, Debbie had a Romeo. Oh. I'm just doing a little bit of fluffing of the fur, I guess you could say. And I'm looking at it, yeah, a little bit more fluffing of the fur. I love doing the layer thing. It's little tiny layers, and it just really makes it accent. And I'm doing this with a different brush than the first time. This is with the liner brush. And it's fluffing the fur a little bit more, making him more fluffier. And I like it. It's really coming along. And then we'll be done. Starting to see the little tiny strokes now. And then I'm going to still go back in with a little bit of silver, giving those really light highlights. I think I need to quit. There he is. I'm quitting right now. And I'm going to do one more little thing. Bravo. I will print out his name. I'm going to print it out on a little piece of paper, and I'll do it in cursive on my printer and put his little name right there. And then, we have to do have to get my little jar. Where's my jar? Let's see what we got in here. See if I got any pink thread to make a little tassel. Let's see what I got. I got some things. I need a pair of scissors. Be right back. I've got a drawer of goodies over here. a drawer of goodies. Goodies, goodies. This'll work. This'll work. I started this little fiber jar, not too long ago. And I just keep snippets in it of different things. They're not, they're not long things. They're just odds and end things that I get all my little notions from the secondhand store, Goodwill and Habitat. But I've got, this is called Clark's crochet type of thread, probably for tatting, for lace. And it's really, really old. This is probably older than me. No joke. I got this from an attic from a friend that I used to work at. And I think I'll do them all about this size, this long. I can always give them a haircut. I'll do several layers of this one. And then I've got this real fine, I don't even know how fine. That is a ribbon right there. That's ribbon. It is just super, super fine. You could almost sew with it. I'll do it a couple times. I got enough to do 2. And I'll cut the little loopies there. Then I've got this little thread. It's some type of embroidery thread, and it's got a natural curl to it, and it was on a ball of yarn, like all rolled up. It's almost like embroidery thread, but it's fluffier. So I'm going to add it to the batch. Got all pink. Maybe I'll add a little white to it. Got some white ribbon here. And I think that'll be enough. For a tassel. For a little tassel. Now, if you take a string, like a thread, and you loop it and push it through your hole to the back side, and you loop it in through your tassel batch, and thread this back through the first hole, I've created a pulling device to help pull the tassel through the hole. Does that make sense? And I will be showing you this technique over and over, but I pulled all that through in one batch with a pull thread, and then this can be winded back up onto this spool. So I pulled it all through at once so that I have a tassel. And I'm just going to just even it out a little bit here till I'm happy with it. And maybe do a little combing, get the fibers in the direction I want them to go with a little bit of white on top, a little bit of pink on top, and get that perfect blend. And what I'm going to do is tie a knot right here at the base of the tag, at the top of the tag. And I do that by just twisting it around my finger to where I can get, sometimes I twist the tassel itself, keeps it easier to make a knot with my finger. And I push it through the hole to make my knot, and then I work my knot to the top of the tag where I want it. And I just so happen to get lucky and get all of the loose ends through that hole. Sometimes you don't get all of them in, and if you do, you can just snip it down close and it won't hurt anything to snip it. But there's my knot, my tassel, and that is just the first of many. The first of many that we will do. And sometimes if you have a loop like that right there, it doesn't really bother me. I'll just twist it until it looks good. Twist it until I like it. And I'm just rotating it in the hole, actually in the hole punch. I'm rotating the twine or the tassels to where I like it. Like that. And that looks good. So there's our first tag. And we're going to, my goal is to do the rest of these little things, and we're going to leave it Alpha F Gray. That's correct. I'm going to print his name out. I have to use the computer, and I can't do it right now because I'm online. But I'll print it out, and I'm going to put his name right here. And it'll be Alpha F Gray. My pencil's broke. Oh, you got EY. Okay. Yes. Isn't that cute? Isn't it cute? You know what would be cute, really cute? I just thought of something. Since we named him Cheryl, how about if we put an F on his sweater for Fluffy? Oh, I could probably stamp it. I've got stamps. Let me show you what I have. It's not too big. Wouldn't that be cute? See, crafting goes on and on and on. I have the letter F. Rabbit trail. I'm not going to do it yet. It takes a while for this to get juicy. And plus, this is one of my favorite colors. It's a a plum color. But that's what it would look like. Oh my gosh, yes, Joyce. Joyce! Joyce! Now, I do have embossing powders. I do. So, do you want, I like these letters. These are old style printers, like stamps. You want AFG? Rabbit Trail. I do have embossing. Now the thing about this is they're separated. Might be too. They might be a little too big for his shirt, because the letters are this size. So I'm thinking just one. I can try to overlap them a little bit. I think one letter would look good. And I would not see, they would be overlapping a little bit. And with the embossing, I don't think it would look good overlapping. Yeah, I like just the F. A for alpha. Okay. Fluffy. That's going to be his nickname. But I think either an A or an F on his sweater would look cute. Just the one. Since he's the very first one of our cats. So I think an A would look good. Just the A. I think it does. Now here's what I like to do with my leftover ribbons, my little snippets. I put them in this jar, in this little plastic jar. And when I need some little tiny snippet or something, I can just grab this and see what I want out of it. And then this here, I save this and use for ephemera in my tags. I've got a drawer over here that I save Notion things. And I take, because it's old fashioned. I don't know what year it is, but it looks good on ephemera tags. And there's one on both sides. And then if you're really desperate, you can use this as a marking tool before you throw it away. But I've got so many of them. I'll put it in the drawer just in case. My marking tool. But I save this in a drawer over here by itself. when I do other tags, and I need some kind of old style ephemera. Okay, that was my recycling tip. So now I'm getting the embossing stuff out now. It's in the bottom drawer, and there's so much stuff on the table. I gotta make a path. Gotta make a path for it, but I've got it. I've got it. I was looking for these the other day. These go up here. They're in the wrong drawer. Let's see here. I have black ebony. I also have snow. And it's more of a off-white than, it's not as white as the cap. The cap is snow white, and the powder is more creamy ivory. I have pink, light pink. I have peach. We're not going to do peach. And I also have green, but we're not going to do green. I have copper. Don't think I'm going to do copper. I've got blue. And I've got tan, like a sand. And I cannot see the name of it, but that's a sand. I'm thinking black. And this is a glossy, goldy cream, gold, silver. Well, I don't have silver. That's why I was showing you the colors. Oh, I found some more stuff. That goes up here. I knew I had some of that stuff. All right. Now I can do it in silver paint. I can dip this in silver paint. I can dip it in silver paint. Black. Embossing black. I can do it. I can do embossing, and I can also do just black ink. Okay. Black emboss. I got the black emboss. Okay. And the A, you want to do the A? A or F? Yeah, I like them both because it's going to be Alpha F gray. If we do the F, everybody's going to say, what does F stand for? And we're going to say fluffy because we're the only ones that know. But I like both. think I will dampen this with a little water and wash it off real good. So A or F? You two decide. Love it. Love it. It's going to be so cute. Wow. I got some black ink off on that one. A, okay. The reason I'm washing this off real good is because I'm going to be putting it in this clear pigment stuff that might pull off some of the dark on here. So I thought, well, I better wash it real good. Because you can see in some of my stamps that I've used on here, it's gotten the black ink on it. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I'm just cleaning her off. It's old. It's a very old stamp set. It's got layers and layers and layers. I think Joe got these at a yard sale or garage sale or something. They're a stamp set, and I put them in the cigar box for storage, but they're real old letterings. And I got custody of them. Okay, now, and I do have some re-inker if this is, I haven't used it for a while. So I got this one at a yard sale. So if it's not juicy enough, it's kind of white. Now this is the, this says it's white, but I want the sticky stuff. But this is good too. It says it's transparent, but I've got the embossing liquid too. I'm going to use this one. And it's sticky. And that's what we want. We want to put the sticky down on here so that the embossing powders are stick. That's what we want. So I will put a little bit extra juice on here and see how we do. And this says it's clear ink, but it looks almost like white. But we want this We want this. I'm just trying to get the extra off of the edges so that it doesn't leave a unwanted seam, because I kind of smeared it on really thick. And I have seen girls do this, and then they put the heat to it to make it tacky before they actually put the powder on. Stuff like that. So I'm going to try it. Here we go. Wish me luck. And I don't mind the shadow because I'm going to put black embossing powder on it anyway. And since we're kind of playing around, and we kind of know what this stuff is now, it's kind of gluey, gooey stuff, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more to it in the middle, because we can, and doctor that up so that we can get some really good embossing powder on there. And I don't care about the black ink because it's going to be black powder. So it'll be really embossed. This reminds me of Alvin. Alvin, the chipmunk. He wore a sweater with an A on it. Okay. We got a lot of embossing stuff on there. We're good to go. Getting ready to put some powder on it. Clean the goo off of my stamp. That's good enough. Put the lids back on my containers. Just because I don't use it that often, in case I forget something I can read. Maybe. And that's ready to go back. So now I need a clean piece of paper. This is clean. So I can, actually I want to use, I'll use this one. It's flimsier. to pour my powder on when I'm done. This is more cardboardy and it doesn't flex as well because I'm going to pour the excess back into the jar. And I'm not in a really big hurry because you want that to be gooey. And that's the powder. Oh, I'm going to pour it back in a second. So I might as well leave the lid off. I'll put it right here. Get some of this stuff out of the way. And I might be able to just pour it back in if I don't crease the card too much. I think it'll work. Save a step. And then I'm going to just tap this on the garbage can. And then put the lid back on. It looks good and dark. I'm going to take a dry brush that's stiff but not too stiff, and I'm going to get this off right here. I don't want that there. A smudge. And I'm going to try to go in with I've got a stiffer brush over here. I got a couple of brushes here. And I want to get that out of the A part if I can without oh, I'm doing it. I can't believe it, but I'm doing it. I'm just barely fluffing the embossing powder out of the middle of the A. Barely. So I got just a little bit of embossing powder in the middle, and I don't know if I can get it out or not. Let me try my X-Acto knife. I'm not really cutting the paper. I'm just sort of scraping really delicately so I can get the inner of the A better. I'm just sort of and this knife is so pointy and so sharp because it's brand new. It's too pointy. So I am going to put it back in its case. That's an unusual case. And I'm going to try something with a flatter edge. And I think I've got a tool for it. Joe bought me these little guys at the Harbor Freight. And there's one of them with a flat edge. I just have to find it. This one here. These are little files. And there's actually 2 sets of them right here. But I love these little files. I use them all the time in my paper crafts. Okay, Cheryl. Well, there's 6 other people. There's 6 of us watching. We got some peekers. That's okay. I'm almost done, Cheryl. Thanks for staying with me. So I am scraping some of the embossy powder off of the pink part. And I see a little bit of white, so I've scratched the paper. But I wanted the center of the A to show out. And if I have to, I can touch that up with paint. So I'm ready to emboss with the heat. Okay, Joyce. Joyce is here. Good. I'm going to emboss now. And I haven't embossed for a long time. And I've also seen people do it from the bottom up. On the bottom side, heat the paper up from the bottom. And I can fix that little pink inside with a cute toothpick. It's working. I think that's it. Here's Alpha. And I'm going to print his name out. And I'll use cursive fonts. And that's it. I think I should black the edge. This has been so fun. I have really enjoyed this. Of course, this has been on my wish list for a while too. Ever since I got the napkin. Okay, I think that's it. What else? He's the alpha, huh? So he's going to be the alpha over Holly? He thinks. He thinks he's going to be the alpha over Holly. There's the first. And that's all cooled and dried now. Okay. Well, Giovanna, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, good. That's allowed. I've done that before. I've done that before. I think he looks good. I can't think of anything else except I think I'm going to redo the knot. I'm not happy with that right there. But that's okay. I mean, it's not bad. But I didn't pull the knot too tight. It's not too late. It's just not too late. You get up underneath right there and pull it out. I just didn't get it combed out real good. Ta-da! No harm. No harm at all. I'm just going to do a little better combing job right there. And it's better to do it now while we're still working on it. Ta-da! Okay. Okay. Good. And if we do think it's something later, we can still add on to it later because it's ours. Now I just tied this loop as close as I can to the top of the tag. To give it that, oh, that's so much better. So much better. So much prettier. And I'll give him a haircut. Okay, that's it. Cool cats. Okay. Well, since you guys are right here, I want to give you a sneak preview. Okay? Wait a minute. Let me get my bag. I found this yesterday. And I had to buy them. These were the $4 napkins. So I splurged. Oh, Cheryl, really? Okay. Carolyn Gavin is the name on them. Right there. But I found this yesterday at Tuesday morning. Okay. Oh, okay, Giovanna. We can do the alphabet. Okay. And then we can add these to our collection. But I'm going to put these inside the napkin swap as an extra. I think he's cute. And the bikini top. It goes on and see what you started, Cheryl. You started it with this one napkin. See what you started? I think it's great. I love it. Okay. That's all I'm going to do today. It's almost 3:00. I haven't done a thing today. I'm gonna go out and help Joe. He bought me some plants to put out in the yard around the pool, and he's out there planting them. So I think I need to go out and help him plant. We made art together, guys, and I'm going to put it in a little notebook. I'm going to make a notebook to put them in, and they're 5 by 8, and this is our first one, so this will be the pattern for the rest of them. And that's it. It's Saturday night, so I'm going to go spend the rest of the afternoon with Joe. I think so, Christine. I don't have, well, let me check. I might have a book available. Let me check. Let me check my stash. This came from the Goodwill, but I do not have hole punches for this, although I could use that as a template. And I've got another one over here in my stash of extra books that I get them at the secondhand store. This is an extra book. I got it for $1. It's 3 rings. Oh, I've already got stuff in here. Woohoo! I haven't seen this in 3 years. This is a saran wrap paper background technique. This is a saran wrap technique as well. They're sticky. This is alcohol dropped on paint. I'm getting ready to come out with you. You want some help?
Whatever.
Yeah. This is tissue paper Mod Podge. Happy Easter. I'm getting ready to quit. This is masking tape. Cut paper. These are all background techniques. Mod Podge. This is a circle of love. Okay, Deborah. I'm getting ready to sign off. I was just looking for a book to put my tags in. And here's another empty book. I'll find something.
Oh, you got cat done, huh?
I did.
She's cute.
This is just a journal book. But we'll find something to put them in. I'll investigate. So I'm gonna go help Joe. So happy Easter, everybody. I probably won't see you till Monday. And we did good today. This would be a good binder, but I don't know how to get it. I wouldn't know how to unless I just did these two, put it in these 2 holes only. I could do that. Put another hole there and just put it in 2 of the holes. That might work. Or I might just make up my own binder. I might be able to find I might be able to get Joe to cut this in half, and then we'll just rig it. You just don't know what we can do. We'll do something. So anyway, I'm going to sign off and go help Joe, and we'll look at some of this other stuff later, Monday. So thank you for helping me with Alpha, guys. So I'm going to sign off and go. All righty. Thanks for helping. I'll see you later. Okay. Get off.